Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today I want to share the story of a coin you might not expect to be worth much, but sometimes it is worth a lot. I'm talking about the 1965 Washington quarter. That's a 25-cent coin from the United States. Usually it's just worth 25 cents. But some of them are worth big money. Let's look at how that happened, why, and what you can do to spot them. First, in 1965, the US changed how it made coins like dimes and quarters. They didn't use silver anymore because silver was too expensive. Instead, they used a kind of metal that was copper inside and nickel on the outside. That's a clad coin. But there were still some leftover silver blanks, made of 90% silver, that were meant for quarters in 1964 and older. Some of those silver blanks ended up getting the 1965 date stamped on by mistake that made a very rare coin that looks like a 1965 quarter, but really is silver. If you find one of those, it can be worth thousands. For example, one sold for $7,800 in a nice grade, and some sold for as much as $9,300 or $12,000 or even more, like $14,687 or $16,800. Some posts online say people found ones worth $5,000 to $8,000 by checking the rim and weight. You can check if one is silver by using a scale and looking at the edge. A normal quarter weighs only about 5.67 grams, and you can see a thin orange copper line around the edge, that copper core. But a silver one weighs more, around 6.25 grams, and the edge is all silver looking, no copper showing. If you spot one, you might have a real treasure. Next, there are other kinds of mistakes that make a coin rare. One is called an off-center strike. That's when the coin blank isn't centered in the coin maker, so part of the design is missing. If the date is still readable, these can be worth hundreds, even up to around $1,600. There are broad strikes, too. That happens when the metal spreads out too much because a collar, that holds the coin shape, didn't work right. The edges look wide and flat. These can go for a few $100s too. Then there are wrong planchet errors. That's when the coin was struck on the blank for another coin, like a dime or a penny or a nickel. For example, a 1965 quarter on a dime blank can be worth about $4,887. One on a penny blank can bring $1,800. On a nickel blank maybe $720. Another source says these are in the range $250 to $1,000 depending on condition. Another kind of mistake is called double die, on the front, obverse, or back reverse. That means the letters or date or the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, or $quarter, look doubled. It's like the mint stamp hit twice. These double die coins can be worth from about $40 up to $2,300 depending on how strong the doubling is and how nice the coin looks. There is also a super rare, double tail error. That's when the tail side, the eagle, is on both sides of the coin. Only 3 of these are known. They are extremely rare and have sold for really big sums, like $41,000 or even $80,000. Some other errors: clipped planchet, which means part of the blank is missing, and die break, or die crack, which looks like raised lines from a broken mint stamp part. Clipped ones might be worth $1,400, die cracks maybe just a few dollars up. Also, there's something called strike through, when a foreign object like a staple gets pressed into the coin. Those can go for a few $100 to a few $1,000. Let me tell you how to check your coin simply. First, look at the edge of the rim. If it's all silver in color, that might be a silver planchet error. If you have a scale, weigh it. 6.25 grams, not 5.67, means silver. That alone can make it worth thousands. Also look closely at the words, date, and the eagle's tail for any doubling or weird layout. And look if part of the coin is missing or off to the side. If it looks funny and you think it might be an error, take it to a trusted coin expert or send it off for grading, to PCGS or NGC. Grading helps buyers trust that it's genuine. Most 1965 quarters are just worth their face value. But really nice unbroken ones, in mint state grades like MS65 or MS67, can be worth $50 to a few $100s. Special mint set ones can fetch a bit more, like a few $100 or up to $5,000 if they are super gem quality. So to wrap up, a 1965 quarter looks like a simple 25-cent piece, but some are rare error coins that can be worth much more. The big ones are mistakes made when the mint was changing metals. The rarest are silver planchet errors, double tails, wrong blanks, off-center, double die, and others. Use your eyes and a scale, maybe a loupe or magnifier, and if something looks odd, get it checked out. You might find a real treasure in your pocket. Thanks so much for listening. If you like this, hop over, like and subscribe, and share. Tell your friends to check their change too. Maybe one of them has a hidden gem.